Hey, what's up, everyone? So it's Hump Day. Happy Hump Day. It's the last Wednesday of October, and it's the 26th. In case you're wondering what actual date it is, we've had a good green day today. $7,500 and counting, and the large portion of that, almost half of that, has come from shorting Facebook, or Meta platforms, as they like to be called now. So Meta, it started off the day, it moved up, and then it went up to kind of 135 plus change. Then it just sold off and continued selling off. And I jumped in, I took 1,000 shares. I did taking some profits, kept going that way, and I mean, the market hasn't finished yet. I'm just in the middle of watching the halftime on the match. So I'm doing a quick recording, and just a few minutes ago got stopped out. So what I've been doing is taking profits, moving my stop down, taking profits, moving my stop down, pretty consistently whilst it's been selling off. Now, Meta or Facebook or Meta platforms, whatever flavor you're having today, they've got earnings that are due to drop after the market closes. Currently, the market's got another 20 minutes left, and then the earnings are about to drop. So what I'm probably going to do is maybe take another 500 shares into the close and just let them ride. I've got quite a lot of goodness, a bit of a cushion. Let's say $7,500 day today, so that's 1.5 times goal. So not only does that take us beyond the drawdown that we had a couple of weeks ago, it's been choppy to get past that. Now we have traded quite a lot today, 8 different stocks today, but we haven't made a lot of trades. So we've kind of traded in and then made our gains, got out, and we traded some mid and large cap stocks. So we traded Boeing first up this morning. Let's go through the details, shall we? As you can see, Meta here, it started to reverse. Been selling off hard. It started to come back up, and that's when I got stopped out. Just about here, actually, is when I got stopped out. It may start selling off again into the close, and if it does, I'll take another 500 shares and let it ride. So let's see what happens with that. But we started off, we were Boeing. Now that's selling off big, but this morning, with regards to the pre-market, had the earnings come out, and they were horrible. They're losing money all over the place. They were hemorrhaging money, and it dropped almost to 140, and then it started to move up. So I jumped in and scaled in and rode this bounce all the way up, and managed to get over $1,000 on Boeing. So I actually got over $2,000 on Boeing, and I traded it again a little bit later and gave it back. So that's not ideal, but Boeing, it sold off hard as a result of those earnings later in the day. And as you can see, it's now trying to make a bit of a similar fashion to Meta, trying to make a little bit of a rally into the close. So that's what we traded first. That was the first stock that we traded. After Boeing, we traded Bilibili. We actually lost money on Bilibili. So a number of Chinese, a couple of days ago, a number of Chinese stocks, they hemorrhaged off and sold off overnight. And Bilibili was one of those. So if we kind of, well, I'll not go back that far, but it started to move up out of the gates. Started to move up, and I tried to get in this and actually lost money on Bilibili. So it would have been about here. I got in, it made up, move up. I got in pretty much at the top, and it pulled back, so I exited them, and we lost $700 on Bilibili. So that did take us back a little bit, or set us back a little bit. PCVX was another one that we tried to trade, and this pretty much wiped out the rest of the gains that we've made on Boeing pre-market. Say we got in on this one on the way up, and again this one pulled back. We could have held, and we would have been quids in, but it pulled back a little bit too far, and we lost $1,500 on PCVX, which is Vaxite. Now we made quite a lot of money on Vaxite a couple of days ago when it moved up. But that being said, it's easy come is easy go. So unfortunately, we lost on Vaxite. We did trade Baba and Alibaba, that is. So it was under the ticker Baba, and you can see this made its move up, and we traded this and was able to make over almost $2,000 on Alibaba across a few trades that we took with that. We started trading Alibaba at the bottom here, and we rode that up. We did trade. What did we trade after Alibaba? Epix. Okay. So this one was moving up huge. It was pre-market. We had this move up early doors, and it was one of these very small price stocks that I don't really touch. Then it sold off hard. It had a good catalyst. It was to do with clinical trials, and it had a good catalyst, and then it sold off hard. And I thought, okay, I don't trust this. Then it moved back up above the VWAP, and out of the gate or out of the blocks after the bell, it launched. Now, I don't normally trade below $3. I definitely don't trade below $2. That's just me. I'm not saying it's wrong to trade under $2, but I just don't tend to trade under $2. I kind of keep my options open. So this broke $3, and we traded it on this move up here. It broke $3 and then started coming back. So then as it came back here, we got in for $3.30 actually. So it would have been here. So we would have got in here, and then we was able to ride this up. We got a nice little pump, if you will, and then we got this little pump here as well, and very happy with that. So we managed to make nearly $2,000 on ESSA Pharmaceutical is the company, ticker Epix. Then we traded Alibaba again. That's when we gave back the money. So Alibaba was that's when we gave back the money here, and unfortunately, we got caught a couple of times on Alibaba, and we were over 2,000 up, and then we gave back, as I say, we gave back 1,000. Traded another Chinese stock, New Oriental Education. This was moving up. It moved up really well, so we managed to get on this bounce up there, and that was very profitable for us as well, over $1,300. Then it just started to sell off. Then we traded P10. So this moved up, and we managed to get some of this. It hit the scanners, it was moving up, managed to get a piece of this, and we managed to get $500 before it started to pull back. So again, another profitable trade. And I think that's when we started to trade Facebook. So we traded Facebook to the short side. Now, for those of you who are regulars to my channel, you know that primarily I'm a long bias trader. I don't tend to trade to the short side very often. However, when the opportunity arises, I certainly see that it's worthwhile. So as you can see, this was moving backwards down towards the VWAP. We had this little bit of a bounce, and then a continued sell-off. So I was looking for what time was it? I took my first trade on Meta. It would have been 12:45. So broke the VWAP, and then I got in here. So we would again a bounce, and then got this doji here, and that's when I got in. So I was just started off with 1,000 shares, and I was able to ride this all the way down. I scaled up a little bit later. I bought an additional 1,000, took them off, and then I put once I got past goal. So at one stage I was about 3,200 up. So as soon as I got past goal, got over $5,000. That's when I decided, okay, I'm just going to leave 1,000 shares in there and put a stop just below break even, and write it down. And it's just been selling off pretty constantly since then. So if we look at this right now, it did start to consolidate around this level before selling off again. And I came and I adjusted my stops, took a bit more profit, and we ended up getting stopped out in here. Now it's selling off again. So if it falls below 129, I will re-enter and with just 500 shares, and I'll leave that for because we've got 10 minutes left of the market, and I'll leave that for the earnings. That's half time on the match. So when I think that resumes just after the market closes. But I'll take 500 shares, and I can afford 500 shares based on my equity position. My overnight buying power is only 2x, as opposed to so I effectively could take probably about 800 or 900 shares if depending on where it actually is at the close, because I've only got a 2x buying power on my overnight margin. So yeah, that's been my day today, and it's a quick recap today because I want to get back to the match. I'm going to take a position here. It's continuing to sell off, so I'm going to take a position here. I'm going to sell 500 and leave that for the earnings and see what actually happens. So come back for tomorrow's recap, or come back tomorrow morning for my live stream, and I'll tell you how I got on with this. Right now, $7,500 green. This remaining short trade is already $25, $30 to the good. So we'll see how we get on with this remaining short trade a little bit later. But for now, that's me done for the day. I will come back and review this. I'll be setting. I'll be watching this throughout the match. And Liverpool have just scored on the crux of half time. I missed that one. So I'll be coming back to keep an eye on this for the match. And it's $60 down, so it's fluctuating there, but if it gets above 130, which effectively I'm risking $250 on that, or if it falls below 129, I'm in at 133, so I'll risk 50 cents to the upside. So anyway, that's where I am. $7,500 good today. Back at it tomorrow morning, 90 minutes before the market opens, the final 90 minutes of pre-market, and I'll be streaming that live, and I will be also trading for the live on stream for the first hour of the market as well. So come join me tomorrow, and we'll do it all over again. Hope to see you there. Catch you soon.